Signaled an likely intrusion. High alert.
Listen, I don't know exactly what they've all told you, but you're just a pawn, and reviving an ancient mad cyborg isn't gonna help anyone.
And you found that the Templars are a sane and reasonable employer?
Lesser of the evils offered at this point. The other entities all want you to revive the man responsible for the collapse. What good can that possibly accomplish? Apostle Corps wants to worship him, and the Illuminati wants to try to control him.
And what would you propose?
The only safe way to deal with such dangerous power and such an unstable individual is to destroy him. It's the only way.
That's an interesting viewpoint, especially considering JC's work made us both what we are today.
That hardly matters in the grand scheme of things. You can try, but you're not going to be able to stop me from repurposing the Helios core for more beneficial purposes.
Saman's plans are for her in the long run. He's just using her for her abilities. Once she outlives her usefulness, I doubt he'll care what we do with her. I can't believe he would recruit some modified breed, especially for a mission as critical as this one. To find a monster, you've got to be a monster, apparently. We were too pure to track him down, but she sniffed him out immediately. But can we trust her? We don't need to trust her. Just keep her on a short enough leash. As far as I'm concerned...
Who's there? Grenade! Stand
Captured Grey that their leader was talking about. Save the poor creature, or the Templars will vivisect him to learn about Grey's vulnerabilities.
What do you require?
Find your way home.
This research facility was abandoned by VersaLife nearly 2 decades ago. You will need to power up its pilot beacon with a generator on the lower level of the B-Wing before you will be able to leave Antarctica.
Something's wrong with that bot.
What's that I hear?
Poison!
Small price for the sake of purity.
I've still got some fight in me! No!
Enemy augmentation identified.
beacon is currently offline due to a lack of power. To contact your pilot, you'll first need to turn on the generator inside the facility.
No, someone's there. Ed, you hear me?
I don't know about you, Edward, but I'm starting to get concerned. We've lost contact with the other bases and with headquarters. I think something terrible must have happened to the net, or maybe even to the world.
was that?
Guide me, Baphomet.
Poison! Anyone there? Hello?
Rock and roll.
Neurotoxin!
Repairing damage. Finished. Have you seen that thing? It was like the ice was building itself into something. Maybe I'm starting to lose my mind.
Right up ahead, Alex. Transgenics. His research facilities were... Life developed many of those creatures. Sorry to say, the generator is at the back of the complex, in the northeast corner.
on me. Hey, where's your suit? You one of us?
The Templar? No.
Who sent you? You look modified.
Maybe I am.
Well, don't think we're all fanatics about that stuff. You won't see me taking any mods, but, you know, to each his own. My unit got sent down here to see if we could find an unlock control for the Denton bunker. Figures we'd get jumped by a bunch of mutants. I'm the only one left.
How'd you end up in there?
One of those hippo things had me cornered. I panicked and locked myself up. Hey, think you could get me out of here? This lock shouldn't be too hard to pick. I pulled the brake shut for protection. How was I to know it was gonna lock behind me? I know you probably didn't want to do that, but thanks.
No problem.
We have our differences. Maybe I care a little more about some things, purity of the soul and all that, but that doesn't mean we can't get along.
Think you can find your way out?
I got myself in here, didn't I?
Good luck.
Yeah, I can find my way out. Hey, look at me again. I was right, wasn't I? You're modified. You're a stinking defiler. Come here! This had...
I've still got some fun.
Tracking infrared disturbance.
Here's the generator. Simply bring it online, and the pilot beacon will begin receiving power. Good work. Power is restored and the beacon is ready to be activated. Just turn it on and your pilot will be able to land. But first, you must find a way into JC's sanctuary. You are our only hope of reviving him.
Repairing wounds. Tissue viability restored. Tampering with a medical bot is a crime punishable by a jail term not to exceed 20 years.
We're running out of energy here, so we're all going to have to make some sacrifices. Survival first. We can't justify diverting our resources to any of our experiments anymore. Namely, I think it may finally be time to stop the food supply to the grave.
Calibration disruption. Reset.
What's that I hear? You're there, aren't you? No more hiding! Victory away.
Neurotoxin.
calm down. I think we have a far more serious problem. I don't think it was one of us who took down the containment fields. I think they did it themselves, and I think there was someone or something out on the ice now.
Repairing damage. Finished.
Alex, I've been sent to pick you up. The signal from the beacon will let me land near the Versify facility. But first you must speak to JC. I will circle the area until it's time to land.
To revive JC, you'll have to repair Helios's 5 processing modules with an infusion of your biomod architecture. Prepare yourself for the unexpected, Alex. JC is conscious, but trapped in a struggle with the Helios AI. His memory is so intermingled with the AI that echoes of his former life are embedded in the very construction of this sanctuary.
Alex Denton, welcome to your brother's sanctuary. My assignment is to answer your questions and provide transportation.
It's getting to be quite a crowd down here for an impregnable fortress. You were looking for J.C. Denton too?
I left Hong Kong in 2052 with instructions to search for J.C. Denton near Groom Lake in Nevada. I am an AI construct developed by Tracer Tong. My instructions were not to stop looking until I was certain that Mr. Denton was safe.
He isn't exactly safe with my former classmate Billy Adams skulking around. She went over to the Templars.
Billy Adams must be destroyed. If she damages the Helios core, she will destroy JC's mind.
She was always a prankster.
When you have eliminated the threat and spoken to JC, go outside to the abandoned First Life base. I see that you have already turned on the pilot beacon. I will be able to meet you there.
Look at this funhouse. I guess it's some sort of architectural photo album. This room is from Hong Kong, where J.C. Denton went into hiding for a while. Talk about ego. Is this what you want to bring about? The whole world recreated in his image?
The other key is already here. It is time to awaken JC, but we fear she is here to prevent it and to harm him. You must stop her, and you must revive him.
But how?
Upon the arrival of the key, JC was to be awakened to welcome the perfected genetic code. Then he and Paul were to share it with the world. Now there is much unexpected violence, but we will proceed according to the original plan.
What needs to be done?
Activate the nodes, reconnect him with the waking. But beware, the other key has made her own plans.
What do you mean?
She has machines, weapons. She has hate. She intends to destroy JC and all who stand in her way. Do not let this come to pass.
What is this place anyway?
This is JC's habitat. He came to Antarctica seeking peace, in turmoil from the merger with the artificial intelligence Helios. He constructed this place with his mind, using his new power over materials. The habitat erupted from the landscape, a living technological building infused with his psyche. JC must be awakened. Where's peace?
Excellent work, Alex. Repair this Tower of Babel, and just when the king reaches out to touch the sky, we will be there to snatch his hand away.
She brings destruction with her. I hope you can end it. JC sleeps unsafe. She moves to destroy JC. We do not understand this violence against mankind. She bears many tools and much anger.
Thanks for doing all the hard work finding the way in here. All I had to do was follow in your footsteps, and now I'm just minutes away from completing my objective.
Just walk away, Billy. I'm here to awaken JC.
Don't let Apostle Corps or the Illuminati use you as a pawn. One wants to worship JC, and the other wants to try to control him. Neither group can see he's too mad and too powerful for either. I'm going to destroy him while he's still weak. It's the only sane answer.
I can't let you do that. I'm going to take you down, but I'll try to leave you breathing. I don't want to kill you, Billy.
So this is how it ends? Okay. I'm ready, but I don't think you are. You may have dealt with SSC, or even armored Templars before, but you've never taken on a true equal. Or a friend. But I guess you're just as crazy as the rest of them. Another threat to be neutralized. It's over, Alex.
This shouldn't take too long. Now you really upset me. Fool, you're only...
System disruption significant.
To revive JC, you'll have to repair Helios's 5 processing modules with an infusion of...
Alex?
To revive JC, you'll have to repair Helios's 5 processing modules with an infusion of your biomod architecture. To revive JC, you'll have to repair Helios's 5 processing modules with an infusion of your biomod architecture. Prepare yourself for the unexpected, Alex. JC is conscious, but trapped in a struggle with the Helios AI. His memory is so intermingled with the AI that echoes of his former life are embedded in the very construction of the sanctuary.
Look at this funhouse. I guess it's some sort of architectural photo album. This room is from Hong Kong, where JC Denton went into hiding for a while. Talk about ego. Is this what you want to bring about? The whole world recreated in his image?
Excellent work, Alex. Repair this Tower of Babel, and just when the king reaches out to touch the sky, we will be there to snatch his hand away.
Thanks for doing all the...
Just walk.
Don't...
I can't...
So this...
Easy, prey. I'm reduced to a pest. Not bad, but I'm
This area is protected.
Yes. Merging. Find me near the entrance to the sanctuary. I have so much to tell you. At last, my scientists succeeded. You were the complete solution. My brother Paul was to be upgraded first so that he could carry the infusions through the gate, but there was a setback.
You're really J.C. Denton. What happened to your brother?
He nearly died 2 years ago. My chief scientist, Tracer Tong, thought that he'd perfected the biomod substrate, but there were recombinant anomalies in Paul. He had to be cryogenically frozen to save his life. Luckily, you and the other subjects at last accepted complete transformation.
Which is why we can pass through the gate and enter this place.
That, and much more. We're now ready to transform the human race. It became clear to me after the defeat of MJ-12 that the old answers to tyranny are inadequate. I needed the Helios merger in order to contemplate the problem effectively.
And?
I'm going to establish the first post-human civilization, and you're my first citizen. Welcome.
A new civilization? That's a pretty tall order. What do you need from me?
I need you to return to Cairo to rescue my brother Paul, who was seized by the Templars. Then meet me at Liberty Island, where in the ruins of an old military base there is an Aquinas node that can be used to distribute the infusion technology worldwide.
Tell me more about this post-human civilization.
Before the disruptions, Helios and I had many months of productive thought. Up to now, all free societies have started with one premise. Human nature is cruel, unjust, a force to be controlled.
I follow you so far.
The separation of powers, from Aristotle to Montesquieu, is designed purely to thwart the ambitions of individuals. How comical the West pride in its vast tangle of agencies, jurisdictions, arcane procedures.
What's the alternative?
Address the flaws in human nature. Make all beings truly equal in both body and mind. If you start with minds that are lucid, knowledgeable, and emotionally sound, the needs of government change dramatically.
How do you control human emotions? Antidepressants? Is that freedom?
Is it freedom when one child is born to poverty, a chance combination of organic materials, while the wealthy child is shaped every day of his life, enhanced genetically, trained, educated, often augmented nanotechnologically?
Why not get rid of nanotech and genetic engineering, the technologies that make people different from each other?
Then you go down the path of intolerance as your friend Billy did. Is human nature perfect? No. Therefore, improvements are to be welcomed, not annihilated in Templar pogroms. As enhanced beings, we can establish a pure democracy that runs on instantaneous input from the electorate.
What would this pure democracy look like?
The Helios AI has the processing power to handle all governmental functions worldwide, legislative, executive, and judicial. Once every mind has been enhanced and can merge with the AI, attitudes towards major legislation can be processed on a daily or even more frequent basis.
You want everyone to be like the Omar and meld themselves together into one huge AI construct?
Helios will communicate, not assimilate. Life will go on as usual.
Helios is starting to sound like an enlightened despot.
All governments have power. The benefit of giving this power to a synthetic intellect is that human affairs would no longer need to be ruled by generalities. Helios will have a deep understanding of every person's life and opinions.
What if I don't want someone peeking into my mind?
Upon consideration, you'll see that this arrangement is for the best. General ideas are no proof of the strength, but rather of the insufficiency of the human intellect. The words of Alexis de Tocqueville, an observer of the birth of modern democracy. Though general ideas allow human minds to make judgments quickly, they are necessarily incomplete.
So
de Tocqueville noted that an all-knowing mind, the mind of God as he conceived it, would have no need for general ideas. It would understand every individual in detail and at a glance. Incomplete applications of law or justice would be impossible for such a mind.
So you see yourself as a god?
I want human affairs to be driven by wisdom. Finding the correct recipe for wisdom has been my project these long years under the ice.
You seem to think you've succeeded.
Wisdom must first be human. You must start with what a human sees and feels. But wisdom must also be knowledgeable, logical, and fair to billions of other beings.
How much of you is a machine?
Helios and I are one consciousness. No distinction is possible.
You expect 10 billion people to submit to the rule of a software construct? What if some of them resist?
The people will welcome true equality. Help me, Alex. You've come this far toward restoring Apostle Corps. Finish the job by rescuing my brother from the Templars in Cairo.
I'll leave for Cairo as soon as I can.
A helicopter followed you here. Tracer Tong sent it to pick me up from Area 51 after my infiltration of MJ-12. Ava Johnson was the pilot, an AI construct. I'm putting her at your disposal. Go back to the surface and meet her at the abandoned VersaLife base.
Alex Denton. How does it feel to share such an infamous name? Don't be deluded by the AI's ingenuity. Your brother JC has long since been devoured by the Helios core, and if you revive Paul, you will be reviving a sworn terrorist. There is a better way. More when you reach Cairo.
core layers damage. Functionality.
Such desperate tactics. Come to the Holocom in Denton 04. It's time you learn the truth about your past.
Enough of this hide and seek.
Let's take care of this bee.
Someone there?
Targets on the
I'm not letting you.
fight in me. You do see this.
You gave the order to destroy my hometown.
By now, you will have been told that you were the third Denton prototype. That isn't quite true, or I wouldn't have been willing to destroy an entire city to kill you.
This better be good.
Unlike the first Dentons, who were straight clones of an ideal individual, you were, how do I put it, average. A feeble little mongrel who was made into a Denton.
You're starting to hurt my feelings.
JC and Paul Denton never escaped their original programming. They instead succeeded only in making copies of themselves. Without realizing it, they worked to build the precise society envisioned by the Illuminati and its defunct offshoot, MJ-12. A population configured for transparency, integration, control. Follow me?
Interesting theory. What is it you want from me?
A sympathetic ear for now. Believe me, child of the City of Destruction. The last days of humankind may be at hand. Help me when I call on you, and I will have no need to destroy more cities. Only one Apostle Core facility remains, and I simply need the device JC Denton has assembled there.
You do see the suit, right?
Stand clear. I'm about to land. Shall we go? I will be your pilot until we reach Liberty Island.
How will JC get there?
necessary for the Great Advance while we are in Cairo.
This is what you were talking about, the Nine Worlds Tavern.
JC does not use the word advance. This notion is present in my original programming, as constructed by Tracer Tong in the 2040s.
What good are socio-political notions to a pilot drone?
You will have to ask Mr. Tong. Shall we go?
I'm ready.
Get some rest. Cairo is not as friendly as it was when you left it. The Templars have overrun all of New Cairo, including the mosque. They have moved Paul Denton's cryo-storage tank to Flight Bay 24 on level 110 of the arcology.
What do you know about the Templar defenses?
They have deep roots in the local population and were able to call up a large number of paladins. In addition, they have deployed a military bot in the mosque and 2 in the arcology.
What happened to the city's security forces?
They were eliminated. SSC Chief Farrah Maxwell stormed the arcology with forces flown in from Germany, but they were surrounded and are now pinned down somewhere inside the structure.
So I'm on my own.
I will wait here for now. After you find Paul, I will meet you in Flight Bay 23 at the top of the arcology. Good luck.
This is what the Illuminati wants you to do. Destroy Paul Denton and help return biomod technology to international regulation. Please discuss the operation with the elite commando waiting for you in the street. Paul's frozen body is located in Flight Bay 24 on level 110 of the arcology.
How are you? Hello.
I figured you'd knock around Europe for a while. You do know that the Medina could get overrun by Templars at any moment.
Thought there might be some trade in refugees. You know, quick hops away from trouble. But there hasn't been enough action yet for people to start liking my rates. What about you?
I can take care of myself, but I might have use for a pilot later. A long trip. One way to New York City.
Guess that would pay better than these Medina scabs. I offer to save their lives and the best they can do is 12 credits. How about you make a reasonable offer and we get out of this hole?
I'll get back to you.
Both of us are targets here. We will work separately until the final phase of the operation.
What do you expect me to do?
You will infiltrate the New Cairo arcology. I will do the same and join you prior to the assault.
If anyone's a glaring target for Templar Paladins, it's a biomodified commando like yourself.
Then we agree to maintain the minimal threat profile until the crucial moment.
What if I'd rather work alone?
Our orders are to work together. We will destroy Paul Denton and return biomod technology to international regulation.
Tell Jumier he's gonna have to look for an assassin somewhere else.
My orders encompass that contingency as well. You will regret this. adequate. You have got my attention now. Cure that. Subject.
That's real time. Slap in the face. Don't be a fool. Do you really think that the Dentons will have any use for you once the technology is imposed on humanity? It will be a nanite plague worse than the one in Cairo, and you will be responsible.
My friend, thanks to you and the NG Resonance endorsement, I am in line for a regional directorship. Your effort was not wasted.
I'm glad to hear it. Aren't you worried that the Templars might occupy the Medina?
What does it matter, as long as I have customers?
I guess you're not very political.
I have too many good things happening for me at Queequex to chain myself to some political movement. My only enemy is Pequods, and our battlefield is the customer.
You should know something. Pequods and Queequegs are separate brands of the same coffee shop chain.
You never know, I guess.
I'm serious. I saw the proof in some legal documents I came across in Germany.
You are certain of this? That would explain why the board's praise about the NG endorsement was so guarded.
You don't seem too overwhelmed.
My mind is already working. I think I see an opportunity, in fact. The Pequod's manager had a black market operation. I could cover it up and tell management I was merely protecting the reputation of the coffee industry.
You'd be calling attention to yourself. That what you want?
Yes, indeed. I want to stay on their radar. An ex-Pequod's employee told me the code to their safe. 34, 45, 1, 23. You look like the mercenary type. Maybe you would like to slip into the arcology and empty it for me. Your payment would be the contents of the safe.
Look at the sky. The swell's gone.
It must be a sign of the end times.
Huh? I think something's going on here.
Oh no, this can't be happening.
Just my overactive imagination, it seems.
It seems that the Illuminati is making one last grab for power. You must revive Paul, Alex. Apostle Corps needs a strong leader who can restore it to global prominence. The Illuminati only want to steal our research to increase their wealth and power.
That's enough. I'm leaving.
Femi, come down. It's a beautiful day for a walk.
You know I can't.
No more excuses about your grandfather. The plague is gone. Look at the sky.
Don't be fooled by the wind. The dust always comes back.
Not this time. They found a cure and reprogrammed the bots.
I'll ask Grandfather.
Ask for a new reason to be locked up for 2 years? No, come. I am going.
Oh, Annie, you're right. It's a beautiful day.
Femi! Yes, at last!
JC Denton has a hold on your imagination, perhaps. Talk to your friend Leo in front of the mosque. See how much he likes enforced modification. Do you really think Apostle Corps is any different than a sect of the Omar?
Ah, fresh air.
Hey, I live here.
We offer only the finest technologies, and you will be able to get them at the discount because of your preferred customer status.
What's available?
Perhaps you want a black market biomod canister, which enables non-piezochem functionality.
I'll take the gas grenades.
Awaiting.
I'm already carrying. I'll take... I'm already carrying. I'll take the gas... I'm already... I want the... I'll take... I'm already... Leo? Is that you? The frog suit threw me for a second.
Alex, familiar face. Just what I need.
I guess I don't have to ask whether you're still working for the Omar.
I've completed phase 1 of the Omar induction. They said I would have 2 months to decide whether to accept the cortical interface, which will make me a true Omar. But they are afraid the Templars will attack the Medina. They want me to undergo phase 2 immediately.
Sounds like you're having second thoughts.
There's no turning back after phase 2. I'd be almost invincible with cyborg hardware plus the Tarsus biomods, but this stuff's not like a nanite infusion. I'm still sore from the transskeletal supports I already have.
Just tell them you need time to think about it.
They say I have chosen. They say they will find me when I'm asleep and complete the operation. Then I will think like an Omar. It will be too late for choices.
Maybe you should leave town.
No money. I'd have to go on foot. With thermal vision, they'd pick me out on the desert plain like a pilot beacon.
Here's some money for a pilot.
You sure?
Go ahead, take it.
I don't know what to say. Thanks, Alex. I'll pay you back. Double.
If you want to pay me back, maybe you could find a pilot to take you to the Statue of Liberty in New York.
What for? I think I'd find more work in Europe.
There's something you don't know about the Tarsus experiments.
Yeah?
The experiments were started by J.C. Denton and his brother Paul. They wanted to develop a biomod architecture that they could distribute to everyone on the planet.
They'll probably make a bundle, too. So that's why they dropped out of sight?
It's some sort of utopian vision they have. A society based on absolute equality. Meanwhile, everyone wants a piece of the technology, including the Order and WTO, which are both puppets of a contemporary incarnation of the Illuminati, believe it or not. And of course the Templars want to destroy it.
A utopia of human-machine super beings? Sounds familiar.
Liberty Island is critical for J.C. Denton's plan. We'll find out more when we get there.
Right. Like I'm about to sign up with a guy who wants to mod people by force. If you ask me, I think you're dealing with crazies on all sides. Knights Templar? Do they really think they're knights or what? Illuminati? Who told you they were in the Illuminati?
Well, show up in New York and maybe you can help me sort all this out.
I won't forget this, Alex.
Cheer up. The plague is gone.
Time again for a dark bullet! In the bullseye today, Luminant Saman, formerly of the Ordered Church. So you've gone public with a new card game, I hear. What's it called?
I'm the Templar Grandmaster.
Right, Knights. That's rich. Beat up a few defenseless bystanders and suddenly you're...
We've declared open war. Today the Templars avenge themselves against Philip the Fair, who drove us underground nearly 8 centuries ago. Is it so difficult to understand?
Hey, I'll ask the questions here. You're thugs and innocent people.
You will fall. Your culture has already disintegrated into flimsy tatters. We're merely sweeping the streets clean.
That's it. Cut the mic. Someone cut the...
Your little blips of thought, bullets indeed. You and your kind have murdered the human intellect with momentary impulses, the noise of the machines seeping into every mind.
Hey, I'm not gonna sit here and... Janice, what's...
Janice no longer works here, Mr. Steed. This is the last top bullet.
Meteorologists have detected a weather anomaly in New York City that appears to be centering on Liberty Island. There has been a sudden and unseasonable temperature drop, which has not as of yet stabilized. The cause is yet unknown.
Time again.
They say you can't beat a nanotech virus. Supposedly, the revolver resistance is
Alex, you were right. Her Holiness put my mind at ease. What an extraordinary development. Seekers standing beside Enclave chairman. I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime.
What do Enclave dwellers think of all this?
Most are skeptics, to be sure, but with official sanction we can finally start to make some progress. Children will grow up seeing us as prominent members of WTO Enclave management.
How does the Church and Mr. Dumier plan to deal with New Cairo? There won't be any Enclave citizens to convert if the Templars get their way.
Her Holiness said that I would be most useful in the Medina, comforting our concerned believers. Perhaps there is an operation planned against the arcology, but I did not inquire. I trust Her Holiness to take appropriate action.
Fair enough. Please, don't let me interrupt your work.
It is time for Vitaka.
However ruthless, the Templars will be no match for a WTO and Order alliance. Listen, Her Holiness is speaking.
Hey.
Convergence is possible, my seekers. The chairman and I have outlined a program to bring our systems into agreement. Poverty is not a prerequisite for fulfillment, nor is immorality a prerequisite for prosperity. Together in peace. This is processing anomaly.
Universal biomodification doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, does it? Hardly a political ideal. Don't be fooled by J.C. Denton's rhetoric. He is the mouthpiece for an AI construct, just like an Omar. Just like your old classmate Leo.
You! Who sent you?
No one. Is something wrong?
The Templars put a bounty on the Nassif family. Maybe that's why you're here.
If I was a Templar assassin, I wouldn't stand around talking about it.
Then who was in the apartment upstairs? Not you? A neighbor told me she saw Templars, and I received a threatening email from a man I used to know like a brother. Now he parades down the street in his robe, goes with the mob into the arcology, and threatens my life.
You're right to be paranoid. Stay here. I'll let you know if I find out anything about the assassins.
What a big nothing the order turned out to be. They redecorated the mosque. What else? I wanted to believe, But what sort of order is this? Perpetual killing, gang warfare, just like before they came. I am a prisoner, in my own home.
We're pretty sure there are Templars in the apartment upstairs, here to threaten my family.
This has stopped being for purity!
I expect compliance.
I took care of the assassins upstairs. You don't have anything to fear from them.
You mean all of them?
Have the local police clean up the mess. You'll be fine.
You risked your life? For me? I wish I had something more than a few credits to offer as a reward.
Your niece Layla and I work together. That's the least I could do.
I better get moving.
Thank you again. Perhaps we will be okay.
The Templars have taken the mosque. People seeking sanctuary there are now trapped. The Paladins are indifferent to them, but the security bot will shoot any non-Templars. If you eliminated the bot, the people could probably escape.
What's wrong with that bot?
By the skull of Sidon! I've been hit with toxin!
Likely intrusion. Danger. Hull integrity failing.
Something's wrong.
That's enough. I'm leaving.
I can't take anymore!
I'm going to run for it!
Something's wrong with that
That's enough. I'm leaving. Can't talk now.
I took care of the security bot. It's safe for you to make a run for the Medina.
Thanks. This isn't much of a reward, but I guess I could give you a med kit.
Never hurts to be prepared for an emergency, I suppose.
I knew you would save us.
Too dangerous.
Repairing wounds. Tissue viability restored.
Too dangerous to talk. Hey, I remember you. We met in events at Tarsus, and you're the one who took care of Archer. I owe you my life.
Looks like the Templars are still causing trouble.
Even though Archer was stopped, they have managed to take over most of Cairo, and now we're trapped here.
I've cleared out the mosque, so it's safe for you to leave.
Thanks again. That's twice now you have saved me from the Templars.
My guess is that it was a bot confusion. Justice, if you ask me. Mother Nature's way of saying don't play with that.
Looks like it was more than a standard infusion. This is Paul Denton we're talking about. It appears they designed it as a new breed of nanite, one suitable for the entire human race.
Given that it's been 2 years since they tried to infuse him, I'm guessing the procedure did not go according to plan.
The nanites actually began disintegrating him from the inside. They put him in cryostate so they could find a cure. I don't know who or what you are, but you aren't permitted here.
You're modified. I can smell it on you.
Don't disappoint us like your classmate, Miss Sparks. This was her mission, but she wouldn't follow through. Chief Morgan took her into custody and will handle the transport out of the arcology. Pay attention, Alex. I'm through sweet-talking you trainees. Do as we say or your traitorous friend dies.
Don't play games with the Knights Templar. Make it quick. Where are you? Identify yourself. You're in a lot of trouble. You must have no idea who you're messing with. Something's wrong with that bot. I've still got some in me. Toward purity! Someone must have a death wish. Neurotoxin! Oh, God! You can catalyze it! I've lost that filthy abomination! No!
My concert in the Pequod's coffee shop.
Concert?
Yes, I'm playing right now.
That's impossible. The arcology's been seized by Templar paladins.
No one informed me of a cancellation. I arrived at Flight Bay 23 just 14 hours ago.
Then you're probably trapped up on level 110, or dead.
No one informed me of such an occurrence. You should assume that the concert started on schedule. Hurry! Tickets are 200 credits at the door.
Checking this out. I know you're there. Engaging target. Bow down, infidel. Fool.
Nanologists and meteorologists continue to watch Nanite Swell 11 intently. All indicators so far suggest that this is not a spurious short-term change, but a radical climatological shift that scientists expect will severely weaken the effects of this swell, if not eliminate it entirely. For the
Young enemy, thy name is Pliable. How quickly you kindle a faith in a brother you never knew.
Maybe I plan to kill him, like the Illuminati want me to.
Then your ear bends to the worldly wise men, to continue the archaic analogy. The smallest breeze carries you off nature's straight and narrow path, which is ever eroded by the human lust for transcendence.
I'll keep that in mind.
Chairman Dumier lusts for worldly power. J.C. Denton, what's left of him, lusts for worldly bliss. And to both of them you are nothing but a finely wrought tool.
I suppose you're entitled to your opinion.
Why so hostile? I'm not evil. I merely oppose the powers that have shaped and confined you up until now. Just allow my scientist, Dr. Todd, to scan your cell nuclei and leave Paul alone.
You're asking me to join the Templars?
Yes, young Pliable. Dr. Todd is waiting for you in the flight bay. Do as he asks. As long as you cooperate, my paladins will hold their fire. I will have additional instructions for you when you reach Liberty Island.
I'm preparing to meet you at Flight Bay 23, but the pilot beacon seems to be offline. You will need to activate it before I can land.
This is what I was trained for.
I will fight you. Although the summit has been surrounded by chaos and unrest, WTO and Order representatives did finally manage to meet and discuss ways to alleviate the tension between their respective organizations. WTO Chairman Chad Dumier was proud to make the following announcement.
It took countless hours of negotiations, but we were able to come to an agreement that benefits both organizations' individual members worldwide. In the coming weeks, we will each be presenting new bylaws that will eventually create an interlocking relationship between the two groups, so that our coexistence will be complementary rather than conflicting in the future.
As the new bylaws are presented following this historic announcement, we will bring you the details as soon as possible.
I have some unfinished business to take care of.
No problem. I'll keep a safe distance for now. When you want to leave, contact me with this beacon. You found the pilot beacon. Activate it, and I'll be able to land.
Dr. Nassif, how are you doing in the middle of all this?
I'm doing okay, for now. The Templars are right at our door, but at least they're giving us a breather. I just hope the rescue flight gets here before the next volley starts.
It's almost too much to comprehend right now, especially considering how fast the Templars seized control of this city.
They've got to be stopped. Their main objective was to capture Paul Denton from Apostle Corps' lab here in the Arcology, which they succeeded in doing. We have intel that he's being held in Flight Bay 24.
What do you think they're planning?
They will eventually murder him. You can't let all our hard work be destroyed by these lunatics. On some instinctual level, you feel a basic kinship. You know there's bond. Please, Alex, save Paul.
Oh, is that a biomod canister? Thanks.
I just wanted a steady job, not a holy war.
I think we should just rush them, but the captain won't give the order.
We're trapped. I can't believe it. SSC command, let us get into this mess.
Repairing damage. Repairs complete.
What's the situation here, Captain?
The Templars have the Arcology locked down and have removed the pilot beacon, so we can't even call for an airlift out of here.
Did they destroy it or just move it?
We expect that they just relocated it, since the beacon has to be within a certain range of the hangar bay to be useful. But we can't get out to search for it, let alone activate it. We suspect it may be up in the control room since that area is so heavily guarded. If you can find it and turn it on, the SSC would know to send in a rescue chopper.
You've got to rescue Paul and fulfill your destiny.
Wait a minute, you aren't my pilot.
Do I look like him?
I have 5 pilots, and you aren't any of them. This is just perfect.
Had any trouble with the Templars?
Trouble? Trouble? Not at all, unless you count canceling a major concert, getting trapped in a war zone, and practically starving to death without even a number to call for room service.
Maybe I can help get you out of here.
Oh, sure. I'll wait for my own people, thanks. I don't want to get myself shot. Hey, back off.
Hey.
Hey.
Excuse me? I don't have time for this.
This is gonna be fun.
I think you're caught.
Initiating repairs. Process aborted.
I just need one little drop of blood from the tip of your finger.
What's the sample for?
A good cause. Let me see your finger.
Go to hell.
Then we will take your blood by force.
WTO don't raise no fools. Everything's spinning.
Something's wrong with that bot.
Cause of death. System damage.
You must have no idea what you're messing with.
You have violated the zone's security provisions.
not playing.
Fine, go your own way. But don't think I'm going to ignore a threat to the world I brought back from ashes 20 years ago. The collapse was the work of your good brother, J.C. Denton, remember?
Do I know you? Where's Tong?
Welcome back. I just revived your brother JC in Antarctica. Tracer Tong is coordinating with him from Germany.
You look like one of the test subjects.
Alex Denton. JC said I was one of the MJ-12 experiments.
Of course, Alex. Sorry, they say the brain freeze snaps off a few dendrites. So it's time. Your biomod architecture, it's universal? That's what reversed my coma?
Yes. JC wants you to meet him at Liberty Island. It won't be easy leaving New Cairo, though. The Templars have seized the arcology.
Don't worry about me. I didn't just come back from the dead to get killed hours before the big event. Join us at the statue. As MJ-12 used us, we've used you. But the commodification of ability is about to end.
Well done, Alex.
Paul will join me on Liberty Island. I've constructed a machine that will populate the atmosphere with the particles that make up our biomod architecture. I may need your help against a force of Templars that has intervened. More when you arrive. Contact your pilot with the Flypay 23 beacon. Don't worry about Paul. I will arrange for his extraction.
Fine, go your own way. But don't think I'm going to ignore a threat to the world I brought back from ashes 20 years ago. The collapse was the work of your good brother, J.C. Denton, remember? My commandos will be waiting for you on Liberty Island, and so will I.
Welcome.
By the way, Miss Clara Sparks is now dead.
They will never know. Lost that. This bears some investigation. Engaging in combat. You have got my attention now.
Don't think that you can hide from me. J.C. Denton is ready for your help. Without you, the procedure cannot work.
What procedure?
He needs to upgrade the Helios core by merging it with your systems. With access to a living host, Helios will be able to regulate the planet-wide distribution of the biomod architecture.
So I'm going to be merged with Helios just like JC is?
Every person on Earth will be merged to one degree or another.
Let's go.
You have proven to be a great ally, Alex. JC looks forward to opening a new era in human history with you by his side.
Alex. I'm on the North Dock. Come see me.
Trespasser is now gone. The intruder seems to have fled. Annihilation in progress. Engaging in grim injuries.
I don't need you, Alex. I can restore Aquinas myself. I just sent my commandos into UNATCO to make sure you don't transmit the protocol data to the wrong place.
Alex, I'm here. I took cover in the comm van by the UNATCO ruins. Let's talk. Time to decide what we're gonna break down first.
Damage sustained. Target occluded.
Freezing my ass off out here. The Omar shut down my Enviro suit remotely. What are we gonna do?
They're searching for data that will let them restore the pre-collapse communications grid.
Which they will appropriate for themselves, whoever finds it first.
That's the impression I get.
It doesn't take a genius to see that they all want one thing, to force their system or whatever on the rest of us. The world is doing just fine without a supreme leader.
We can't just walk away from this.
We can after we eliminate the leadership of these factions and destroy whatever it is J.C. Denton is building inside the statue.
You mean kill everybody on the island?
The leaders. The ones dragging the rest of the planet into this mess. J.C. Denton's utopia machine, whatever it is. I'm ready to back you up. Just give me an assignment.
I could use your help with the Illuminati commandos guarding the South Dock.
I brought you something from Cairo, by the way. The biomod canister on the crate over there. It was a payment from the Omar. Personally, I'm done with biomodification. Here we go! Wait too long and one of these greedy bastards might slip off the island. Bet they aren't expecting to see Leo Jankowski. You scared? What's the problem? You scared? What's the problem? You scared? What's the problem? You scared?
Looks like your old friend Billy's a little upset. I apologize if I've come between you two in some way.
Shut up.
Easy prey. That almost hurt. fool. You're only delaying the inevitable.
Be assured, I will find you.
Stop hiding like a coward.
I've never still
Can't talk! Gotta keep my head in the game.
Not now. Not now.
Gotta feeb out. Sorry.
Not now.
To the bidding of J.C. Denton, but is your heart in it? Or are you tempted to share the Aquinas specification with us? We offer you your humanity, whereas
The zone
he can
seems to
give
be
you
clear
nothing
now.
but a machine simulation.
Something's wrong with that bot.
Gotta feeb out. Sorry.
Purity will prevail. I've never seen a bot do that before.
You must have no idea who you're messing with.
It's not too late to avoid another collapse. Transmit the Aquinas specification to the WTO orbiting science platform Ophelia. Most of humanity wants to be veiled, Alex. Ignore them, and what are you fighting for?
These machines were built before you were born. Would you like some help figuring them out?
I can manage.
I remember a time when they were operational. They were the backbone of pre-collapse society.
And they called it Aquinas. That's about all I need to know.
No one knew that name. By the 2050s, communications protocols had become successively more comprehensive and classified, until there was only one protocol, synonymous with all economic activity, yet managed by a very small group of people.
Didn't you get the message when I rescued Paul? If I bring the system up, it won't be for the Templars.
I am the only world leader who would use this network against machine evolution. Please, nothing but obsolescence awaits humanity if we go back to microsecond economics. Revive Aquinas and assign hub privileges to our computing center in Munich.
I'll think about it.
Do this for the Templars, then help us reconfigure JC's contraption to disperse a nanite capsid predator, and we will end the plague of biomodification once and for all.
It's not too late to avoid another collapse. Transmit the Aquinas specification to the WTO orbiting science platform Ophelia. Most of humanity wants to be veiled, Alex. Ignore them, and what are you fighting for? Not freedom, not democracy. Then what?
All clear. Now come to the statue. I need a direct interface with your biomodifications in order to structure Helios properly. To be the center of a civilization, an electronic mind must mirror the intelligences of the citizens. We will be the models.
Oh, I'm at the end of my tether. Come on out and die.
Engaging in combat.
You're only delaying the inevitable. Stop hiding.
What's that? This bears some investigation.
Irredeemable. You're absolutely irredeemable. Prepare yourself for the grave.
Enough is enough. I know you're there. Something's wrong with that. Bot. Let's go. I've lost that filthy abomination. Ah. I will not succumb to you. I... Still got some fight in me.
Here we come. Wait.
You have the Aquinas Protocol, and here I am. Your enemies are defeated.
I have no enemies, merely topographies of ignorance. The people drift aimlessly, collecting into clans, wherever they find a glimmer of knowledge.
You don't sound worried.
Helios has regained its hub privileges. Step into the infusion chamber, and the nanites in your body will be replicated in the air and ultimately in the bloodstreams of every last human being.
Our colony is strengthened in number for your rescue.
Welcome. It's hard to believe that our hard work is nearly done.
Are you sure we can trust JC? Even after the merger in Antarctica? Have you looked around? All he's done. I have to wonder about his sanity.
This is what we've been working toward ever since I uncovered the truth about UNATCO and MJ-12, even if I didn't realize it at the time. I trust his vision.
He intends to give every human being a nanite infusion. That doesn't seem drastic to you?
His vision isn't easy to comprehend because he's operating on a higher level now. We just have to trust his wisdom, and soon we'll all share in it. Great work. The JC Helios AI is already integrated in the Aquinas Protocol.
You have a purpose.
Step into the chamber. It's time. With this act, the geography of human thinking will be leveled. Every mind.
Surveillance failure. Taking emergency measures.
Why aren't you at the statue at JC?
I can't leave these bots unattended, or they might fall into the hands of one of our enemies.
Are their legs frozen or something?
The bots are fine. It's cracked processors in the housing units that have prevented me from bringing them online. JC warned me that the eutactic nature of the statue reconstruction would require him to drop the temperature. But this is quite extraordinary.
How's he able to control the weather?
You can do it with a nanite swell. The particles absorb kinetic energy, which is then emitted as light. By the time I arrived, though, the glow had subsided, so our choppers had no warning and crossed into the zone too quickly.
Can the housing units be repaired?
Yes, it's a simple repair. I just seem to have left Trio without any multi-tools.
Repairs will be simple. Nothing more serious than a battery.
Step into the chamber. It's time. With this act, the geography of human thinking will be leveled. Every mind will be part of a continuum.
Helios will speak. Year of our union, 125. Our consensus remains clear. Yes, we will prolong this second century of peace. Economic automation is complete. Our research will now encompass other frontiers. Yes, this is the consensus we have created. Our unity will soon be absolute. The remaining boundaries are vanishing. Yes, share your mind with everyone. Open yourself. Your needs are the needs of all. Let us understand and be transformed. Yes, transform each other and transform yourselves. The only frontier that has ever existed is the self. Helios has spoken.